Hey, let's start the show. Ba, ba, ba. Hey, how you guys doing? It's produced from Brothers Comics. Welcome to it ain't the Marvel Hacks, although it is the group from the Marvel Hacks. We got a Final Four March Madness edition of the top 64 Chappelle Show skits. Now, just like the regular tournament that takes a few weeks, this one's taken like 6 years. Brother Beavis and I started this actually literally 6 years ago, maybe five, and we only got to like one bracket, and we're gonna come back to it, but we never came back to it. So we've added Big Hutch tonight, and we're gonna go through the first round. We're gonna get it down to 32 skits. We're gonna, stop off in a couple of spots. You'll probably hear some really bad imitations here and there. But yeah, so on the line tonight, Brother Beavis, what's happening, man?
Hey, welcome back. I
Yeah,
think you were
6 years.
making too many jokes about us being on a regular schedule. And then
Well, so hold up. Can I get a 20?
All right. It's on you. Yeah, it's you fucking
people,
up.
I've been around. People got birthdays. People got birthdays, whatever,
taxes.
There's been medical concerns. I mean, there's this life is whatever. But I think we're close to being ahead of schedule. But anyway, this is gonna count towards the total, so I don't care. Also on the line is Big Hutch, man. What's happening?
Hello, all you happy people.
So as I said 5 or 6 years ago when we attempted to do this the first time, I don't think anybody could question my Dave Chappelle fandom. At least definitely not then. Not even close. I know Hutch and Female Perspective used to be like, "Dang, you love Dave Chappelle," but that was before
you more than loved him. Shit, I think you adopted him.
Man, look, he's my favorite. Was my favorite comedian. There was no doubt about it. And the woman that eventually became my wife, our first date was to go see Dave Chappelle. Brother Beavis and I, as a part of his trip to South Florida one time, we made a special trip to go see Dave Chappelle in Miami. Our fandom cannot be questioned, Brother Beavis.
I almost had a stroke, I think, at that show. That's not funny.
Yes.
I almost had a medical emergency at that show.
And that was what, 98, 99?
No, this was in the thousands. Yeah, it was before I moved, obviously. It was probably like maybe 2, 3-ish, I would say.
Before the
show was on. No, Chappelle. Chappelle Show was on because he made a joke about people running up to him and saying, "I'm Rick James, bitch," at Disney World. So the show was on.
So that's
and we're working on, this. Well, they're working on this being almost 20 years old at this point, this show next year. So yeah, it was then, I think I said on the previous podcast, I've never seen Brother Beavis laugh that hard, and I've known him for 40 plus years at this point. So it can't be questioned. Now, again, he's in the news now. He's become essentially that comedian. I mean, a lot of these dudes wind up in this spot after a while. They get old, and then, they become like, get off my lawn dudes. And so if you can't question my fandom, if you ask me straight up, have I watched his last 2 comedy specials on Comedy Central or on Netflix? No, I haven't.
What? You haven't?
Nope, I have not.
What?
Look, man. Look, and y'all can disagree with me or not.
I disagree.
It doesn't really matter. Like, he's become like that. Comedians are supposed to grow up. You can't say the same shit that you used to say all the time. And then we've gotten into this spot now where he and a lot of comedians think, well, everything should be fair game.
Yeah.
And it's just not. Like, it's not. You have to evolve. I mean, I've seen Eddie Murphy talk about he's embarrassed by the shit that he used to say on stage. Embarrassed. That's why he don't do it. So, I don't know why he, of all people, who has found humor in damn near everything, feels that he has to punch down in this regard. It just doesn't make any sense. So, yes, that comedy special is probably funny, in parts, and the 7 to 10 minutes he spends on, LGBTQ stuff is probably uncomfortable. I just choose to not deal with the 7 to 10 minutes or the rest of it. That's just me. I don't know how y'all feel about it.
A great comedian can talk about anything and bring light to it. I mean, shit, people talk about, I mean, there's, hate, and I don't think he hates that community. He don't hate white people. He don't hate. He is just he sees what's going on in the world and he comments about it. People get offended. You have a right to be offended.
I think it becomes a feedback loop too, right? The more like you get called out on it, it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna double down on my takes. I'm gonna take it to
Right.
here next time. Yeah. I mean, it is a lot of it is not. It's not what it was, and I mean the energy is different. The pacing is different. Yeah, it's just he's a different person at this point.
And right, he is right. Just like his skit that we'll probably talk about from 23 to
The
30.
fourth Dave.
Right. Right. So
Yeah,
as you get older, you get wiser,
more conservative.
You get right, you get more conservative, you start making some money, you got kids, right. So shit happens. But I don't think he hates the LGBTQ community. I'm almost sure he don't. And I don't hate him. But do I laugh? Did I watch the closure? I did. Did I laugh? I did. It's one of them things.
Right. Brother Beaver, did you watch it?
No, I haven't seen. I think I saw one like 5 years ago, and after that, I haven't seen much.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think he has like maybe 4 of them on Netflix at this point. I just haven't watched the last 2. And definitely not the last one, the closer part. So, all right. I mean, again, we ain't gonna get into that. We want to get some jokes and laughs off here tonight. So, Hutch, if you'll pull up this thing now, Grantland, which I don't even think is a website anymore.
They're done.
This is still just hanging out there.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't Grantland run by that dude that I hate that used to be on ESPN as well.
Bill Simmons.
What was his?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Simmons. I fucking hate.
He kind of went off the rails too.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Unfortunately, everybody's could be canceled if they go back through enough of their shit. So that's what it is.
I don't know. I thought he was much more likable behind the keyboard. I thought his written material, his website, that was all good. It seemed like the more time he spent on TV, it was not.
Worse it got. Yeah.
Wait, what was that white comedian that we're going to talk about in the Kinko's ad? That mofo.
Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport. Yeah.
He's on.
Oh, man.
He's circling the water.
There's full on rants about me and Michael Rappaport in places, so don't even get me started. All right. So this is it came up on Grantland again. This was a while ago, and they ranked the 64 skits. There are some skits that are missing that didn't make the cut. I'm not even going to go into the ones that didn't make it. I don't believe in any of them. There's some on here that they probably could have taken off. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through each bracket. And if you're a fan of the show, you see it's the haters ball crew, Silky Johnson, Buck Nasty, Pitbull, and Beautiful Regions as the 4 regions here. And so we're going to go through, but in the interest of time, there are certain skits that are just infinitely better than the other ones, no matter what. There's no debate. So we're not going to talk about those. We're only going to kind of debate the ones that we're going to move on in certain spots. All right.
Is anybody writing this down?
I got them. I got 2 brackets. The one I'm gonna use, and then the one I'm gonna lie and say I used after St. Mary's beat Kentucky. All right. So all right. So here are the no-brainers for me. All right, let's start in Silky Johnson bracket. Obviously, Prince, black dude, they're gonna take your show. That's not a thought. Prince will come up later as we go through this. Any objections?
Nope.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna skip around though, because this is where I think the objections start. The number 5 and the number 12, Knee-High Park and the Chappelle Hotline. Knee-High Park easily moves on. Correct?
I can't remember Chappelle Hotline.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I don't remember it either, but you remember I beat my dick like it owes me money, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was Knee-High Park?
That's Knee-High Park.
I thought then no doubt that should be higher than that.
Yeah, that's a 5. I know, yeah, that's bad. All right. A Piss on You versus the Mitsubishi commercial, which is the first skit. That's a clear move on for Piss on You, correct?
Correct.
I don't know, man. I think
what?
when he's like, this crazy dance and make my penis soft. and then the outtake where
Yeah.
Do we
Slow
count
down on the
outtakes?
titty. Yeah, the slow down on the titty.
Yeah.
Look at my face. Yeah. Okay, we come back to it. We'll come back. I'll put a question mark by it.
We got to vote on it right now.
It sounds
All right,
like
so
it's 2 to
piss on
1
you.
anyway.
Yeah,
but
the game is on now.
That's right. So I'm pissed on you.
Yeah, I'm
Anybody?
pissed on you.
All right, yeah, you're out on that.
But I do love Mitsubishi commercial.
Yeah,
I didn't know
fine.
that was called
All right.
Mitsubishi commercial. Well, that's another. Maybe I should look at these shit again. Well, yes, sir.
All right, so Tyrone, the fear factor, and the wrap it up box. I have a question mark there.
Those are close.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We'll come back to it. 3 versus 14, Wayne Brady. That's a given, right? It's not even a thought. Okay,
Yeah,
it'll come back later.
Yeah.
As well as Tupac and Love Contract. Although I like Love Contract, but when I went back and watched that Tupac skit, because again, it's season 3, so some of those get lost in the shuffle. But that's a solid skit too.
Right.
All right. Any complaints in Silky Johnson?
Silky Johnson. So what? So right, as Prince won, we haven't done Jedi Scandal yet.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna come back to that now. Knee High, Piss on You. We haven't done Tyrone's Fear Factor in the Wrap It Up box, and then Keeping It Real and Pop Copy. So let's just go from the top there. Yeah. So 6 versus, or excuse me, was 9 versus 8. Jedi Scandal and Don't Pitch Me. Give me back the feedback, Hodge.
Oh, we go. This should have never get on air.
Well, I mean,
yeah, you got it.
All right.
A commercial for penile enlargement coming soon.
Say a what? Look, man. And I don't know if y'all can hear these.
We can't hear nothing.
You can't hear.
You gotta have advanced degree to get all the sound.
Okay. Look, man.
It seems like horny I am.
Tired I am. Resign Yoda does. I mean, come on, man. Like this is just quality stuff.
Well, these days the shit is cancelable.
Show me on the doll where he touched you.
Yeah,
exactly. So.
Oh, but this has the real black sheep, son.
But this has the real black sheep, but it also has this, which has gotten into the lexicon here recently too.
Wait, where? Why didn't you tell me that? Jesus, so good. I gotta go with Don't Pitch Me.
Yeah, Don't Pitch Me way better. Don't Pitch Me is the best.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised by this, by the way. Okay, so y'all are going with Don't Pitch Me?
Yeah. Yep.
That's fine. I mean, the real black sheep is probably one of the funniest.
Oh, that shit is up. That good grief, that's hilarious.
I mean, come on, that's just amazing. All right, so Don't Pitch Me moves on to face Knee High Park. No, it's to face Prince. So I mean, whatever. All right.
Well, it happens. Yeah.
I'll say then Tyrone Fear Factor, and then the Wrap It Up box. I didn't pull clips for these two. Okay, Wrap It Up box is part of the lexicon.
The best part of Wrap It Up box is the callback at the end of the show. Yo, B, wrap that shit up.
Wrap that shit up. But Tyrone's Fear Factor. Yeah,
that's something you don't know about me. I smoke rocks.
This ain't my first time with
those are both great skits. But I mean, Tyrone Bigham.
Yeah, I gotta go with Tyrone.
Yeah, you gotta go.
I can live with that. All right, so Tyrone makes it across.
Did we? Oh, we haven't done it yet.
Yeah, and now we're up to the Keeping It Real, Vernon, and then Pop Copy. And Pop Copy's one of the first on the first show. It does have Michael Rappaport, which is not good. The Keeping It Real one is. I mean,
sorry, lady, I gotta go take your shit.
And I might not wash my hands either. Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and the keeping it real Vernon one, I mean, it's I mean, I don't know. I could go either way. It's a kind of a perfect 7-10
Ain't
matchup.
that Vernon Hutchinson? No.
I don't think so.
Which one is the keeping it real Vernon?
Where he's in the meeting.
Oh,
I'm from the street. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, that one. You know.
Wait, that's not you smell like French fries. Which one is
No, that's Calvin. It's coming
Oh,
up.
that's right. From Whack Arnold's. Yeah,
So
you're
what
like,
do y'all think?
you're like, have your lines ready. I'm like, most of these lines I can't repeat.
You gotta just censor yourself. I'll do it for you. If I had to choose a choice, I'd probably take Pop Copy.
I'll
I think
take
so,
Pop
too.
Copy. Yeah.
I agree.
That's the first upset, I think.
Yeah, it is the first episode. So
Well,
Pop
don't
Copy.
pitch
First
me.
upset.
Don't pitch me was a 9. It got
Oh, that's
through.
right. I'm sorry. That's the second. You're right. Second
Yeah,
upset.
that's fine. All right, so we're good. Let's move into the Pitbull region. Again, if you're on YouTube, you can see this. And we'll pull them up real fast. Obviously, Rick James, Doy. What Brother Beavis just quoted there, Calvin got a job versus life as a video game. That's an easy win, right? That's an easy dub.
Yeah. 1 and 8, no doubt.
Yeah, that's an easy dub. I mean, Calvin got a job is that you smell like French fries. Bitch, what's that damn sandwich called?
Big Mac.
The big rib or whatever.
Oh,
McRib coming back on Tuesday and you ain't getting none. Yeah, that classic. Wu-Tang Financial, and then I Know Black People. That I have a question mark for that one. And then Time Haters and Greatest Wars, I have a question mark too. We'll come back to that. Now this we just came up in the intro there. Black Bush in 3 days. No, 3 days is the 14. I picked freaking it. I think it's a no-brainer that it's the 3 days, but I could be wrong. And then Jury Selection is a easy win. That we don't have to talk about that. And then Cribs is an easy win too. Also a season 3 skit that I watched earlier today, which is amazing. Oh, I just got these $4 million Tyrannosaurus Rex eggs, nigga.
All right, so let's get
He's
to
like,
the
oh
business.
shit, is about to be born. Oh god, classic shit there. All right, so let's go. Wu-Tang Financial and I Know Black People.
That's got to be I Know Black People.
Yeah, I think
that was my choice.
I'm gonna say I Know Black People. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah. That is hilarious.
And Wu-Tang Financial was all right, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong day.
One loose cigarette.
Wrong bracket.
All right, so I Know Black People work good there. The Time Haters and the Greatest Wars. This could get ugly. Well, I don't necessarily love the Time Haters skit. Like, I definitely think it's overseeded. It just has really good lines.
It does.
But the
replay where he watches himself shooting a slave owner over and over.
I think I like the Time Haters.
But the Greatest Wars is.
The Greatest Wars gives us most death. It gives us the y'all nigga need to cook up some cocaine and shit. Come on, man. I have a hard time.
Hey, dog. Hey.
I'm going Time Haters, but
I'm going Greatest Wars.
I'm taking Greatest Wars here too.
Ouch.
Yeah, I gotta go Greatest Wars here.
That works.
It's fine. All right, and then Tyrone's Intervention, and then Deep Impact, the 6 and the 11 seed there. I mean, Deep Impact has some great bits. Here later, Cure for AIDS. What's the alien's name? Oh God, I can't remember. That he dips out with. Dang it! All right. So,
I can't remember the Tyrone Intervention very much.
That's the one where he goes to the people's house and he sells it. He sold our house when he was on vacation.
I'm gonna go with Tyrone Intervention.
Yeah, I can live with that. That'll be a pull for a later round. To rewatch. All right. Okay. I'm good. The 3 days in Black Bush.
The 3 days.
I love 3 days. I don't know how the hell it's a 14.
Please don't drop that yellow cake.
That shit right there. Yeah. That shit right there. Yeah, that's Most Def also. Yes, it's Most Def. All right, it was that Jamie Foxx's Tony Blair as well. Yeah, that's great.
Damn.
But 3 days.
Let me watch this shit. I'm gonna rewatch this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
Look, man. That's when I riggedy realized I literally loved you at the Das Effects concert. That's it, with the cross color clothes on. That's it, man. Like, I'm out. I'm done diving on the floor.
Damn, that 3 days is a heck of a Cinderella.
Yeah, I mean it's a solid, but it's so solid.
It is.
Who got the role? Shane Wayne? Who got the Jackie Chan? Good.
Yeah, that's I mean, let me see. So I'm looking at the. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, but it deserves it.
Yeah, I'll take 3 days. Okay, over Black Bush. Jury selection is going to come back later, for sure. Now that next round is actually going to be kind of interesting, but yes, by a jury of your peers. Yeah, that's just
Not
solid
guilty.
stuff. Yeah, that's solid. And then we got Cribs over Nat King Cole. All right, that's good. All right, so we got one side of the bracket done. Let's jump to the other side in the Buck Nasty region. Again, mad real world. It's not a discussion. Just literally not a discussion.
If you get the sleeper hold on you, your anus really hurts. I think Katie got some big old titties.
No, correction. I also had sex with Katie.
Oh my god.
It's just too much. Yeah, Mad Real World is amazing. All right. This I had it as a easy one too. Trading Spouses over Black Gallagher, correct? Yeah, I love Black Gallagher, actually. It's overseeded, but I love Black Gallagher. I got charges.
Yeah, Trading Spouses wins.
Who the fuck is Renee Zellweger?
Hey, I found your lightsaber. Can I get the share screen, huh? Can I get the share screen? I found your lightsaber. I mean, y'all can't really see these.
Get on.
But yeah, but this too. Would you like to have sex? I would very much like that.
He has to leave his pajamas on or something.
That is.
Last night I tasted brown sugar and it wasn't in my oatmeal. Yes, and Zellweger. That's just great. All right. So yeah, Trading Spouses pretty easy. All right, Lil Jon in Slow Motion. These are also 2 skits I could probably do without. Although the stepping over, the person in the club and the swoosh face is a wonder for the world. Well, I gotta be all sliding in the doo-doo, Snoop Dogg. But and Lil Jon versus Lil Jon Hutch, I mean, it got old after a while.
Yeah.
It's dated.
And it's a 5. How'd that happen?
He must have had a week conference.
Or Little John must have came in the office of the store or something.
I guess, yeah. So what are we taking here? Lil Jon or Slow Motion?
Slow Motion.
It's a picture of me taking a shit in slow motion.
Slow Motion wins.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. This is also this is gonna test it here. Actually, I didn't make it a walkover. Racial draft and Tyrone red balls.
I think it's the racial draft though.
I
Tyrone
agree
Red
too.
Balls is
I
good,
mean,
but yeah.
yeah, I mean the bit just for Tiger is enough
Wu-Tang Clan too.
for shizzle.
I just wanted to say this for shizzle.
For shizzle. But you
Oh,
got a
man.
dispute on Tyrone?
Nope.
Nope. All right. So racial draft.
Yeah, this shit needs to be reseeded.
Yeah, it does. And then I got this Tyrone's drug cases and then and one sports, which I do like as one of my favorite skits. It's probably a little underrated, but yeah, the and one.
Tyrone.
Anybody got? Yeah, Tyrone. That's it. Walk over.
Yeah.
All right, you gotta be careful here, brother Beavis. The nigger family and ribs.
It's with an AR. So I'm not going this route just to keep out of trouble, but I to this day make jokes about the itis. So I'm going with ribs.
There's so many joke touched about the niggers. They're nigger rich. I mean, there's so many. What's up, niggas? It's coming from my favorite family, the niggas. I mean,
and then he comes back in at the end.
Honestly, I can't believe they got that shit on television, and that was
Why?
So,
I'm gonna go with the niggers.
Nigger family. Okay.
Nigger family. I can say it.
Yeah, I got you. I'm writing AR. Okay.
Yeah.
Oprah pregnancy and Negrodamus. That's Oprah easy, right? Like,
Yeah.
I had that as a walkover.
Negrodamus is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it sets up the Wayne Brady bit for later in that season or the next season. But like, it's Oprah. It's Oprah.
I agree.
Yeah, and then player haters ball. You could probably debate, and we'll get into it in a second, that player haters ball should have a number 1 seed, and maybe
it should
not the Pixies.
They got a bad draw too.
That's a bad draw, man. That's
Mad. They're gonna end up.
I mean, that is man.
Showdown with Mad Real World. That's rough.
Yeah.
That's UNLV versus woo.
Dude,
I mean, this is a heck of a game for the first 64.
Right. All right, and then into the last region, the beautiful region, the Pixies, which is the skit that ended the show, and the 2-minute special. That was the 2-minute special is the one where he's going to do a comedy special and he really just walks off the stage and then he comes back out in 2 minutes like that. I mean, it's the Pixies. The Pixies has obviously historical context for essentially ending the show. Yeah. I have to actually go back and watch that skit because it's just, I don't remember much about it. But I'm going to take that. I know the 2-minute special.
I don't think it should be a number 1 seed either.
Now, I agree. And the guy's explanation that wrote the article was because it ended the show, right? Or it ended his involvement in it. So, yeah, but it wasn't, overtly funny.
Right.
Making the band. This is a pick one too. Making the band and the Roots bloopers.
Damn, that's a hard
Name the 5 greatest rappers of all time. Dialing.
Hot like fire.
Yeah.
Go down. Was that where he's like, go down, give me some breast milk?
What is that? A goat or some shit?
Yeah. It's solid, but the Roots one is very funny too.
Yeah.
It's very funny too, and I mean that's him obviously on the line pushing everything at that point too. But
right. Oh yeah.
I'll take taking the band. But
I'm going Roots bloopers.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's majority rules here, so
I'm going making the band.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Female perspective. I need you.
Then we'd be tied again.
Well,
tied, yeah,
I think I can influence Sandman, but yeah,
now,
go.
Look, yes. Now this is an under seed too. Reparations 2003 versus a gay world. Okay, Reparations is one of the best skits ever.
It is one of the best. It beats. Doesn't beat Prince. Don't beat Rich
No, but it
James.
shouldn't be a 6
It might.
or a 5.
I think it beats Mad Real World.
Ooh, that's harsh. But I mean, just go through them. I mean, how about this Chuck Straight Cash?
It's the catchphrase of the show.
Watch
Yeah,
out, y'all.
exactly.
Just pull people around with
Yeah,
your broke ass. Hide the money, y'all. Just pull people around with your broke
this
ass.
baby straight cash.
That's
Trying breaking up.
that's a 6.
5.
Yeah, at 5.
A 5.
But
What
still,
the
it's
hell?
not. I mean, it's not a 5. I mean, that skit is amazing.
It's no joke.
Yeah.
That's reparation beats a Gay World.
Yeah,
and
Again,
very-
Gay World's
and very-
probably one of the ones that could have been left off too. All right. Sam Jackson's beer
It'll get you
versus
drunk.
Snap. Yeah, but this is the one I work with this because I don't like either of those two skits. How the hell is Sam Jackson's beer a 4?
Because of Sam Jackson.
Right.
Have you seen his movies? Because that's how I talk.
And this is I think where this came up 5 years ago, Brother Beavis, because Guys Night Out is not on here.
Oh yeah.
And it seemed like it could have gone in one of these spots.
Easily. Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah,
easily.
it was the first 4 out.
Yeah, Guys Night Out should have
Dude's Night Out or
probably
something?
made it. Yeah, I mean that's just that's so quotable. Was it Bill Barr or
Amounts
or
of
whatever?
mouth.
Yeah, hey man, a hole's a hole, bro.
Damn, that's harsh, but yeah.
Man, I mean, yeah, that I don't care who makes it out of here. It ain't beating reparations anyway. So I really don't care. If I had to choose one, I'd probably pick Sam Jackson.
So there you go. So Sam Jackson wins.
Everybody's okay with that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All right. And then we get into white people dancing versus Make-A-Wish. Again, white people dancing, probably underseated.
It is.
Because it's pretty amazing.
Right. Lots of
it's super quotable from everywhere,
Right.
but it's
it damn, and I can't remember what Zapped is.
It was a blooper show, right?
Sorry.
Like a reality blooper
Oh
show.
yeah, sorry. Sam Jackson beer won anyway.
Yes.
But people
white
make
people.
a wish. Oh yeah, I did see Make a Wish. Yeah, white people dancing or people dancing is wins.
Yeah, I mean that's that's funny, at the barbershop and bring out the drums. I mean it's gonna come back. So we'll come for we're going on that.
And the megaphone gibberish.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. World of Dice. I had this as a walkover versus Law and Order. That's a walkover.
And the unfortunate is the 5th, but
Ashley
Larry.
Law and Order, damn, that's underseated, way underseeded.
Right.
Tough
Yeah,
conference.
Law and Order shit. I mean, that's a terrible matchup in that regard. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. That's in Law and Order, and that's rough. But yeah, World Series of Dice, that moves on. I would say pretty easily, unfortunately. Howard Dean, and again, Howard Dean, how is that skit shouldn't even have made it in here?
I don't think so either.
Yeah, it shouldn't have made it in. Versus Fisticuffs. Fisticuffs. Like that's but even Fisticuffs actually probably could have been left out too.
Yeah.
But taking Fisticuffs. Yeah, we're taking Fisticuffs.
Why not?
Yep. All right. And then after that, it's Clayton Biggs. Well, I mean, and then Clayton Bigsby versus Rocker Pads. I mean,
that's a 2.
That's a 2. Now again, Clayton Bigsby gets all the props because it was freaking ridiculous. It was the first episode of the show.
That was right. The show either goes off the air immediately or the shit becomes what it is after Clayton Bigsby.
Well, I mean, yeah. Dude, They Gonna Take Your Show was a 16 seed, so related or content there. But I mean, Bigsby is just, I mean, and again, now knowing it and watching it and knowing that it was filmed in Yellow Springs, and it's just it's extra layer of kind of humor attached to it. Ha! Jasper, That's some niggas around.
Wow, I didn't know it was spelled in Yellow Springs.
Yeah, and that's that other one, but was this all of his books, a nigger book? It's just like ridiculous things. I'm just like, oh my God. Like I cannot believe that this shit made it on television.
An article has to be done about this being reseeded. If I got to do it my damn self, I'll do it.
Go right ahead. I'll let you have it.
There's a rip off here. There's a lot of shit to get ripped off.
Well, all right. So that gets us to 32.
Right.
What's our time? 9:40-ish.
30 minutes into it.
About 30 minutes in. Right. Do you want to take a bracket and get to 16?
Or we should do the whole show at the same time for the whole.
I don't. My spouse would be, because I'm having to record in a different room, so I have somebody that needs to go to, that hasn't been to work in 5 days, that needs to go to bed. So
so well, there's as much left as we've gone through. So if we're going to break it, we should break it here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So we got it to 32.
Right.
And again, there's probably some straight walkovers here as well.
Yeah, there's 4 walkovers just by whatever.
Well, you say that,
I do,
but in my mind, I'm not 100% sure Pixies makes it to the round of 16.
No.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not
totally
sure.
Agree with that.
Yeah, Pixie might be eliminated, but Prince and Rick James those are most.
Those are walkovers. But
so those are 3 walks.
I think Pixies. But again, I have to go back and watch it because it's been so long since and again, those season 3 skits, especially anything that after he left, I'm like, I don't really know, but I need to go back and watch it, to make sure that I remember what I remember. But I do remember from watching Cribs today, I was like, oh yeah, I need to give this a shot because Cribs is kind of hilarious. That's just a hilarious bit. So, all right, okay. So we are not going to take 5 years to do this again. We are going to get this through before the end of March. And
knock it out today, but whatever. Huh? We can. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We can next week if somebody can do what they got to do.
Wait, hold on. Where is the actual NCAA tournament currently? At the round of 16?
They're at 16 now.
Okay.
And they start playing tomorrow.
They're playing tomorrow. Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, we're at a good spot. I think so. But because I need to make notes for the ones to walk through. And I'm trying to go back and watch them. I was telling Hodge, like, it's this thing where I'm trying to, maybe my son, could watch him a little bit. Mom is not like, I don't really know about this shit. So, because he's at the proper age where this would actually be funny for him now. So we're kind of at that point. All right. So
and then you show it to him and he's like, this isn't funny. And then you have to kill him.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's also that. Yeah. And then I run the car off the road. Yeah. Well, the funnier bit is I let him listen to, we were driving from somewhere and I let him listen to through a stream on YouTube for Killing Them Softly. And he was just out of control. Like he just couldn't take it. And he was just like, oh my God. Yeah. He's grown up on Kevin Hart. So that's exactly
the whole new world.
We need to do that round of probably about 16. It's probably tough.
Yeah, well, what took him out was Mr. President. Please stop sucking the ambassador's dick. Don't let him finish. That took him out. He was done after that point. So he's got good taste. That and hey baby, how you doing on the corner? So. Hutch, if you've never heard the story, the joke that almost ended Brother Beavis in Miami was the joke about have you ever have had a monkey jerk you off or something? That joke about
you know how long I had to train this monkey for trying to stop peeling my dick.
Yeah, that about did he, man. I looked over at him and I was like, uh-oh. Yeah, we heard that joke before it made the special, which made it even funnier. Yeah. Last night, Chim Chim jerked me off with his feet, son. That's it. We're done. That's it.
Man.
We're done. I'm out. So yeah. Again, I may have my issues with some of his current stuff, but he's a legend in that regard.
He calls
show again.
he calls himself the #1 comedian of all time.
He might not be 100% wrong. Working. I mean, his ability to work multiple crowds might be a little bit unmatched. It really is. I think Pryor could work multiple crowds. I think Eddie could work multiple crowds. But both of them were way bluer than he is. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he curses, but he's not nearly as blue as they are. And I think, it's harder to be funny and not curse all the time. Like, I think that is true.
That is true.
So I don't, I mean, if somebody was like, oh, well, it's always got to be one of Eddie or whatever, and they put Chappelle in there, I ain't gonna fight you for it.
No, it ain't worth fighting.
But I mean, if somebody wanted to argue on that hill, I ain't gonna try to argue them off of it. So
that he will.
Yeah,
I still listen to Richard Pryor stuff, and it's still funny.
Yes.
And it is dated, but yeah, it made them Sundays at our place hilarious.
Yes, no, he was amazing, but yeah, I understand. All right. But Beavis, I'm gonna give you, because we had to do our Scott Hall thing while you were away, and so we didn't get a chance to pull you in. I'm gonna give you the last couple of minutes here to kind of talk about Scott Hall,
if you
and
wish,
kind of what he meant, at least to you as a wrestling fan. Much like you got me back into comics in 94, 95, I pulled you back into wrestling in 96, 97. So, and he was at the forefront of that. So, you got a couple of minutes here.
Yeah. I was thinking about it. Like, I think our perspective of the AWA was shaped, I think, through the PWI magazine, because by the time it came on TV, that was a different animal altogether. So, I think I was aware of like Kurt Hennig and Magnum Scott Hall as like the babyface tag team. And I may have saw like one match with them in the AWA before they both split. So when I first heard he was coming to WWE, I was like, oh, sweet. I've been waiting for this. Right. And then it was like, wait, what? Because he came in like the heavy gimmick era. It's like, wait, Razor, what? He's Cuban now. What's happening here? So that was weird. But he's one of the few people that like survived that era and actually made the gimmick work. And then obviously the Outsiders. He was really the only one I ever wanted to see of the three of them, because he was really the only one that could work. And it seemed like we just got like so little of them, and mostly because just of all the sort of dead end booking of like they would just book matches that would just be a total joke, because they would just get job out everybody and have the crooked ref and everything. But the one thing I'll never forget, I was so hyped, like at the tail end of that Ric Flair run, when he always was battling whoever was in charge and storylines, and they had Ric Flair in the loony bin. And like he pulled back the curtain and Scott Hall was there. I was like, oh snap! I can't wait to see this play out. Like Scott, and then gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, one of those guys, like, probably locked in at the Intercontinental Championship, at the US Championship level. But just could work different styles, different people. Great on the microphone, iconic character. The whole intro dance, the toothpick. Yeah. And the worst part is I heard like they come out now and said he was like he fell and was like abandoned for like 3 days, 2 or 3 days before they even found him. And so just to think that was the end of his life. And I know he had gotten relatively clean or whatever, and I think like a lot of people had a rough time at the with the pandemic and started up some bad habits, and it's just a shame. Certainly didn't have to happen, and it's a loss.
Yeah, no, that one sucked. As I told Hutch when we talked about it, I'm like, there's only a couple of people that'll endanger, endear a freaking emergency podcast. He would be one of them. I don't want to go through the list to be jinxing people to freaking have them die. So, but
there ain't many left.
There ain't many left. But
I mean,
yeah, it's just
the irony is, like, I don't know that I saw like 24 of his matches because
Right.
I didn't watch the WWF gimmick era, and he was just like, they just didn't have a lot of matches. They were just interviewing, or they just squash somebody, or they'd have a screw job match.
you have to get to the pay-per-view and certainly worth buying those.
And I haven't seen the ladder match with him and Shawn Michaels, and I don't know that I need to go watch it.
Wow.
So
it's on the cock.
yeah.
I watched it with my son, and then we kind of preview watched the highlight bit. You can see why it gets all the hype that it does. I mean, again, Shawn Michaels is a terrible person, was then or whatever. Every podcast we listened to, he was one of the worst people ever to walk the planet Earth. Man, that son of a bitch could work. Holy crap. And when he was motivated, he could really, really go. And he's obviously working with his friend there, so he was motivated to do, work. And it's a good match. Might be a little overhyped, but it's still a good match. Okay. All right, folks. So we are going to be back. Heck, maybe even sooner than later about this. We'll come back and get us into the round of 16, whittle down some of these skits, giving these guys a homework assignment. Go watch some skits, bitches. If you haven't watched them in a while, go ahead and pull up some skits. It is on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
And Paramount
And then I
Plus.
think you said it's on Paramount Plus.
So I
as
don't have to
well.
get out my DVDs.
You can get out your DVDs. You pay for them.
I gotta find a DVD player that works.
DVD
though.
player.
PlayStation
Yeah,
4,
I was-
PlayStation.
Yeah. Well, as this Chappelle Show skit or the Steam plays us out, I was charged with transferring pictures from all of our CDs onto a hard drive around Thanksgiving time. I was like, wait, what? My computer? No, you had to buy an external hard drive, disk drive, to plug into the USB to do. I was just like, oh.
My mom just
this
sent me a
is
stack
awful.
of pictures like this. I'm like,
Yeah.
scan these
What
or
am I
what?
supposed to do with this?
People look at pictures.
Yeah,
Not on the
exactly.
computer.
And 3 or 5 years later, you'll be
take
doing
them out of the bag
to
and be like,
another format.
yeah, let's take them out of the bag and just start swiping them. That'll
Make
work.
it rain
Just
pictures.
go through them really quick. So, all right, y'all. We'll see you in a couple of days for part 2 of the Chappelle Show. Peace, everybody.
Later.
Peace.